I touched on this a little bit in my previous video when I was talking about don't be a stan when it comes to the Manosphere and the content that's being put out and the way that you decide to digest it. But today I want to take a little bit further and talk about not being a copycat of people you see in the Manosphere. In my opinion, I see this becoming more and more prevalent, especially when you have like stans or people who take their fandom too far, like I talked about previously with Andrew Tate. But even still, I feel like us guys who are watching this stuff now are unfortunately falling in the trap of where we're trying to be just like the guys we're watching, instead of taking the information, processing it, and then figuring out how we can use that information for ourselves in our everyday life the best we can. Kevin Samuels always said to be the best you that you possibly can, or be your best self. He never said be me or be like this other person. He always said to be your best self and do the most with what you have. And I feel like we're losing that since his passing, because now we really just have people like Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit. And I understand us guys, especially younger generation between 18 and 30, really wanting women and sex and relationships and stuff like that. But what I missed from Kevin Samuels and what I got from Patrice O'Neal is that women are important, but it's also bigger than women. Like Kevin Samuels will always talk about chasing your purpose or going after your purpose. And I feel like since he's passed, instead of us taking in this content that's being put out by him and other people that's filling the gap kind of since his passing, instead of just taking that content in and seeing how we can use it for ourselves, we're just trying to mirror their words and mirror their behaviors and mirror their personality, because we think that would get us to the golden land, or get us all the women, or get us all the fame that we see these guys on YouTube have. But in my opinion, I don't think that's the correct path to take when it comes to this type of stuff. Me personally, I was on Patrice O'Neal, then I discovered Kevin Samuels. And one thing that always stuck to me from listening to Patrice O'Neal was him talking about living righteously, and that when it came to women. But for me, that came with anything else. And this subject, I'm not going to copycat a person I see online just because I see the health or wealth that they may have. I wouldn't do that because, for one, I know for me to do something consistently, my heart has to truly be into it. But if I'm just mimicking somebody else's actions and somebody else's path, my heart really can't be into that, because there's no excitement, there's no ambition really behind it, because I'm not doing something I want to do. I'm doing what somebody else did, and I'm hoping that if I just follow their path, I can get what I want to be. But I feel like it would be much more fulfilling if we look inside ourselves and be honest about the stuff we want in life and the stuff that we're not doing right about ourselves in our current situation. If we could look at the lives of Kevin Samuels, Patrice O'Neal, or anybody else that you may like and that you don't know personally, and just see the knowledge and the golden nuggets within it and take that out the best way you see fit, I think we'll be much better off. We would definitely have these parasocial relationships a lot less often. I think we'll have a lot less people harassing others just because of different opinion much less often. And I think overall we would be more happy much more often. Another reason why I believe in just being true to yourself and what you want is simply because of the fact that you know what you have to live with yourself. Like, the world can say what they want about you, but you know within your own mind whether or not you're good or not, whether you're fake or real, whether you're honest or a liar. And I feel like it's just better to see the material, see the knowledge, and take the knowledge so you could be the best true self you can be. And I feel like that's what anybody should really preach within the Manosphere, because you really shouldn't want anybody to be a carbon copy of you. And you shouldn't want that for yourself. You have people around you that have known you since you was young, people that you've grown up with. You can't just suddenly turn around and be an asshole or switch up your whole personality because you see somebody online act a certain way and you see what happens to them and you say that's a good thing or that's what I want right now. We're all young. Our decisions or our feelings could change depending on the situation. And I don't feel like copying somebody else that you don't really know is the correct path to be successful or be happy. It just doesn't seem fulfilling. I'm a big fan of reflection and accountability and self-evaluation. And if you do all those things, I feel like you will get what you want in time. But you always have to be honest with yourself. In my opinion, trying to live another person's life because you see what they have isn't a good blueprint to be successful. You need to figure yourself out. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to ask yourself the hard questions. You need to be emotionally intelligent, I guess. You need to figure out why you're feeling the things you're feeling and whether or not those feelings are warranted or not. Just because you feel hurt or betrayed or something like that doesn't mean it's owed to you. I know guys who went up to girls or was attracted to girls and they feel the same way, myself included, and they felt a type of way about it. And that's understandable, but you need to be honest with yourself after those feelings come and see, like, is it really because she's stuck up, or is it because I'm overweight, I'm broke, I don't look as good as I think I do? And after that, I feel like you have the choice of either working on yourself or sitting in that same pool of defeat. Like, you can't force somebody to be attracted to you, so why even try? That's why I don't understand being angry with women. But I do completely support, like, being assertive about the stuff you feel and the stuff you can back up. If you feel a certain type of way about relationships when it comes to men and women, then I feel like you should be able to voice that if you're talking to a woman you're interested in. You need to be confident enough to do that. And you need to be confident enough and willing enough to maybe lose that girl's interest if she really that hurt by whatever you say. If you're not saying nothing fucked up or anything related to it, like, she can feel how she feels. But as long as you're being honest and righteous and can defend what you say, I feel like that's something you should be able to live with. That's what I think the Manosphere should be. We're all giving out and receiving information from different people's perspectives, experiences at different ages and at different careers or job levels. And we need to use that information for our benefit within our own lives, not just trying to be somebody else, because that's how we put ourselves in a bad situation of not being happy, not being fulfilled, and not understanding who you really are. Jordan Peterson always talked about clearing out your room and looking at yourself before you look at the world. You always have to make sure your room is clean, or at least do constant self-maintenance to make sure yourself is always in check, but also have people around you who know you, who can keep you in check. Don't look up so closely to these people who have no idea who you are. These people are earning money off of you by you buying their merchandise or buying their courses or anything like that. You need to just take the information and use it the best way you can. I wouldn't buy a course from anybody. I would just go to the gym, get skills, get more comfortable with talking and being around women. And even if that makes you uncomfortable, you have to do it. You're not going to get better through sitting through some course online for some YouTuber, in my opinion. You just have to go out there and take that chance and be honest with yourself. No woman owes you sex or time, and neither do you, my dude. Just be willing to lose sometimes, and that'll build yourself up when you eventually do win. And when you do win, you can decide how to go about it as you see fit. But that's my opinion. It's your boy Logos, and I'll see y'all next time.